Hello YouTube world, Mac Daddy 1911A1 here with the Shade Tree Survivalist. Got this Brownells supplied Savanna Tools M14 M1A M1 Grand Trigger Assembly Jig in the mail the other day, and I decided to go ahead and mount it up. It says you can mount it to your bench. I did not want it laying flat, I wanted it vertical, so I could see down in there and get a light on it and so forth. And I want to do a quick video on it, and I'll go ahead and tell you this: it works. It works. I don't know how I'm going to film this well so you guys can see it, but I have not found any information. The directions on it were not the best in the world, but I figured it out. I mean, you know, this is not exactly rocket science. First things first, this is a Springfield Armory trigger group, and the housing itself that everything attaches to is probably not mil spec, out of spec, just a couple of thousandths of an inch. And I'm not going to file on a part of my rifle's trigger group. So let me pull this off. This is just to ensure it doesn't pop out, and I'll zoom in and show you guys. Okay, you can see them. I was just double checking in the camera's viewfinder, ladies and gentlemen. You've got a screw hole here and a screw hole here, and I just used some standard screws that would fit, some wood screws with their very aggressive threads to secure it to the post or to the flat piece of 1x. And there's a hole right here. You have to have a hole bored through the board in order to push the pin that holds the trigger into the receiver. And I'll tell you this: a standard punch is not near long enough the way I've got it mounted up. If you don't have it mounted, you're doing this in your hand, a standard punch should probably start it. But what I used is one of my two 1911 pin pushers that I purchased with my 1911 kit. This is the smaller of the two, and it doesn't say the size, but if you go on Brownell's website, you can find out what it is. And this is what I use to push the pin out with. I've already done it, so I know it works. Here's your trigger housing, the trigger assembly, okay? And you look at the knob back here, insert the rear of it, and you, if I get it in the damn slot, there's a slot for the base of it right here at the bottom. There's a slot in there. You want to line it up, and then force that front in there for extra safety's sake, so it don't come flying out of there. I'm going to put a DeWalt brand squeeze clamp on this thing and just apply a tiny bit of pressure. You don't have to go crazy with it, gorilla crazy. All right, ready. All right, that is not the first damn thing. The first damn thing is to release the freaking hammer, and you don't want to just let go of it. It'll come flying out of there and hit the housing, bust the housing. So you don't want to do that. Release it now. Turn it in. All right, just where it applies a little pressure. Okay, and I've got a hole drilled through the board, through the tool, and through the, well, there's a hole in the tool already, the jig I should say, and it will line up with this pin right here, okay? And on the back side of the board, I'm going to push through and see if I've got enough pressure, and I'm going to turn it just a touch, try it. Oh, I'm not sure if I'm lining up with the freaking hole or not. That is a small one. Apparently not. I don't think I got enough pressure on it. Oh, there we go. And earlier it was not so hard, but I did not like how that video sections came out. You could not see what was going on. You just got to feel around. I thought that one screw is not holding worth a spit. I'm going to have to find a longer damn screw. Ease off of it counterclockwise. That little old pin is so tiny. Oh, I lined it up perfect and it popped right out. And there's the damn gun pin. And this damn time I caught it. Didn't go flying off into the floor. I may have to pick it up and get all the mess off of it. And you can see the pin push has come all the way through. Again, this is from a 1911 Armorer's kit. I got two of them this size here and another size. And of course I laid it some damn where when I went inside to edit what I thought was going to be the final video. Turned out I didn't like it. So I'm out here again. But anyway, it's here some freaking where. I won't worry about it. I don't need it. Now all you got to do is gently just ease back on that thing. I don't think that the spring guide will come flying out of there. But, as they say, precaution number one, wear safety glasses. And I have a clear set of safety glasses. And I'm going to control this with this thumb, pushing inward a little bit and downward at the same time. And try, there we go, force the trigger forward, because there's nothing else retaining it, until that comes up out of there. And that's where you got to be careful. If you push up on this end too much or outward, it'll break that end off, and that's what we had to replace here not long ago. Now it's still captured. Ease that on back, and you're probably going to have to. So I'm going to have to use a 2-prong attack on this bastard. This is where we get real difficult. Alright, so what I did is, because it was under the lip of that, I was able to put this all the way through, and then I used my thumbs together to force it forward. That is not easy. I'm going to just tell you, if you don't have super strong hands, and I do not, I wish I did, but being I'm a little guy, my hands are only so freaking strong. That's how you get it out. Let me clean off any crud on this thing. Any metal fragments that might have got on there from me messing with it. Alright. Don't look like I damaged anything. That's good. Clean the holes out. Pipe stem cleaner, one of the best damn things in the world for cleaning a firearm. Now the hard part is reassembling it. Remember, the open side of the spring guide goes to the rear. The solid side goes to the outside. And this triangular piece here that interfaces with the hammer that my finger's bouncing off of, that goes at the base of the hammer. There is a rounded out spot for it. Now you got to make sure the trigger, matter of fact, I'll take it all the way out. I'm going to show you guys so you make damn sure you get it right. Okay, here's the part your finger interfaces with here. You see this piece that projects out from it at the base, the back here. This has to be above the floor of the housing down here. So if it's not going to work. Okay, it's not going to fit. Let me move all this crap out of the way. Move the hammer back up. Set the trigger assembly back in there. The actual trigger, I should say. Rotate it, set it all the way back against that piece. Hold it in place. Reinsert the strut and spring assembly with the spring guide. And now the fun part comes. Let's see if I can get this baby up here high enough to make any headway with it. And I think I'm going to try this. I do not know if this will work. Let me see. I'll set that right there temporarily. Okay, I got it pushed in there. The hole here is almost the line. All right, this is where your trigger pin will go once you get it over here. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use this bronze or brass punch, this drift, and just to hold it together. And you got to make sure this thing here stays as straight as possible. You don't want it to bow out, you don't want it to bow up, you don't want it to bow down. And of course I'm going to knock my little tool out of the damn way, wipe off any dirt that might have got on it. And this is going to help me. I got to make sure it's not going to catch on the housing itself, front or back. And that's just getting us over here. Now I'm going to hold the top down with my finger, pull this out of the way, and hopefully had to pull up on it a little bit. You got to guide it to where the holes all line up. Watching your tube here, you don't want it to get into a bind. And that is very close to the freaking mark. I cannot tell. I do believe that piece is slid down below the hole. And of course, the freaking light's gonna blind the camera. I cannot tell. Yep, it sure did. It slid down. Piece of crap. I'll have to get it over and then see if I can push it on that. Maybe push it up. Because it's not going to line up like that. See, sometimes it wants to be a pain in the butt. You see how it's bowing up? You gotta be careful. And right there, it's gonna push back up. Not. Why couldn't it stay like that? Okay. I held it in place with this. Got it really close. Before it got into a bind with the frame here of the housing, I pressed up on it and I think it snapped into place. Alright, pull that out and watch and see if it closes that or if it stays put. Ah, crap. I think it just moved. Nope, nope, nope. It did, but it's still lining up. Boom! That right there was the hard part. So after I backed it back off and I pushed in this and held it right up to the point it was about to bind, and then took my thumb and I pressed up on that, I heard a little snick. It got into its proper position. I pulled my pin back out slid it on in there, and now it's lining up. Let me turn the flashlight off. We already got grease on the pin. Very little, but we got some on there. Get it into the hole. Now, that head has to be flush inside the its hole there, okay? So we're gonna turn it in, see, or out, rock it back and forth, see which way it'll work. Pressing again, and there it went. And now it's flush. If it's not flush, if it's sticking up any at all, it is not correct. It will not stay. Now we'll just ease on off. The hammer moves freely. We didn't break her apart, I don't think. I hope. I don't believe so. And now let's try the hammer. The hammer's back and latched. Now remember, do not press that trigger and release that hammer to hit hit that. You've got to hang on to that damn hammer when you release it. And so it released fine. Okay, let's push it back down, lock it. Push that in, that's your safety. Put your finger back there to catch it in case it doesn't work. It prevents movement of the hammer. Release it, it didn't drop the hammer. And then press gently. Yeah, I think everything's fine and dandy in there. I'm gonna tell y'all what, daggone if that ain't a pain in the damn neck. But you got to take your time messing with this, because you can ruin your tool, but you can ruin your, more likely, instead of ruining the tool, you can break your freaking trigger housing, destroy it some way, shape, or form. So let's go ahead and put the hammer back on, and we'll take this baby down and reinstall in old Betsy. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we got the trigger group back together. Didn't do any damage, thank God. I saw a piece of crud on there, actually a hair. And it's like, oh crap, is that broke? No, it wasn't broke. It was just a piece of hair on there. You just simply insert it back in the chassis, snap that trigger housing back down. Alright, we clear. Safety off. Boom. Alright. Safety on. Back to working. No problems. So I hope this is helpful, ladies and gentlemen. If you have an M1, M1A, M14 rifle, and you need to do some work on your trigger mechanism, replace springs after they've been in there 20 or 30 years, or put in a different hammer, different, you know, anything like that. There you go. Wear your safety glasses. That hammer spring ain't no damn joke. The Savanna Tool Company out of Ohio, I don't remember the city name, via Brownells. This is the only place I know you can buy it, because believe me, during that 10.5 months, well actually, well yeah, 10.5 months of waiting on this thing, I checked everywhere. And if I could have found it somewhere else, Brownells could have kissed my hind end. I'd have canceled the damn back order. But they came through finally. I got it, it works, and it's a lot easier to do with this than it is trying to do it by hand, period. End of argument. It's a heavy, stout piece of metal right there. Only thing is the little plastic piece in there. I don't know how long it would last, but I can assure you this, I could always make it out of a piece of wood or something of that nature. Whether that would actually hold or not, who knows, but I would give it a shot. But anywho, 2 thumbs up, 4.5 stars. The only reason I only give it 4.5 is because the directions do not have any diagrams showing you the best way to use the tool without breaking something. And the first time you use it, be damn careful. Be damn careful, because you could break something. But anywho, without further ado, this is MacDaddy 1911A1 with the Shade Tree Survivalist. Thank you very much for watching. I hope this helps some way, shape, or form out there. If you also are interested in the tool, or you have purchased one, this is my experience, having used it exactly 3 times today to disassemble and reassemble the, to a degree, the hard part of the assembly and disassembly of the M1A M14 trigger group. Thank you very much. Y'all take care. We appreciate y'all watching. Please give it a like and share with your friends if you know anyone who is has purchased one of these Savanna tools, the Trigger Assembly Jig, or is thinking about it. We'd appreciate y'all sharing with them so that they can get an idea of what's involved in it. I think it's a high quality tool. Thank you very much for watching. Y'all take care and have a good day.